Everyone, Matthew Moy here. In this video, I'll be doing a book review for a book called I Spy by Clara Kendall, which I read on my Amazon Kindle Listen Audible. On the cover of the book, you don't see me, but I see you. If that doesn't scare you, then I wouldn't know what would. The book's theme is that it covers the idea of spying in the digital age. We all know how easy it is to put cameras around. A movie I can think of is Enemy of State, where it dealt with the same issues and came out in 1998. It talked about how easy it is for the government to put cameras and little microphones around to record you. Imagine being more domestic where you're being spied by your spouse. To me, that would be scary. The narrator of the story, named Holly Lawrence, is married to a man named Zach, who's a control freak. No matter if you go back to the past or the present, Zach is the same and controls Holly as he does Eliza, which is his wife after Holly. Zach ends up being married to 3 women. Later in the story, there's a murder, but you'll be surprised at who the murderer is. The story isn't told in the first person, and it flashes back from the past to the present time of the story takes place. What stories I would have read or watched reminds me of is the CW's DC Arrowverse. If you've seen Arrow, you will know Oliver is narrating the story, and it flashes back to the island in the first 2 seasons to the present time. The reason for the flashbacks is helped us what made Oliver Queen the man he was in the current time of the story. The same is true of Flash. It uses the same storytelling style as it takes us to Barry's past and back to the present. The events in the past help to influence Barry into the man he became in the current time of the story. If you've seen Supergirl, he has the same styles as the Flash and the Arrow. The Flash back to Kara's past and go back to the present time she's in. The past events in Kara's life help us to understand what made her the person she became in the current time of the story. Everything that happens in the past helps us to understand what influences Holly into becoming the person she is. She must go into hiding because of the situation she put in. She changes her name to Helen to protect herself. She must even hide from her best friend Millie because of the situation she is in. She and Millie have a very interesting friendship, to say the least. They tend to do everything together and they tease each other. Holly and Millie would call their men they were dating to each other characters from notable fictional stories. You'll recognize their names once you read this book. There is an Edward Snowden situation where Holly is recruited by MI5 to help them find a person who is like Edward Snowden. If you remember Edward Snowden, he leaked a bunch of documents online on WikiLeaks and put our national security at risk for the USA. We all know that it is true that the government probably has too much power, but there are better ways going around about it. You can use other methods than leaking classified information over the internet. You can go to news agencies and being willing to put yourself out there instead of fleeing to Russia. This guy does the same thing in the story. He runs after he leaked classified information for the USA and the British over the internet. He basically put their national security at risk. All in all, I give this story a 9 out of 10. I liked how complex it was and that it kept you guessing and didn't know what was going to happen. The reason I didn't give a 10 out of 10 that it starts off slow, but it picks up the pace once you start reading it. I also like that it comes with an audible version to it as well, so you can hear the person's voice and feel everything that she's going through at the time she is going through it. Like I said in the beginning of this video, the murder will surprise you because it won't be who you're expecting it to be. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Please hit the notification bell at the bottom of this video to be notified of any future videos that come on the channel. Please share this video with your friends and family so my channel can grow. Thank you and have a wonderful day.